It's very sunny outside. Very sunny and happy. Da 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 da. It's time for us to get back into this. Welcome back to Bullwhip. It's another day. It's a Saturday. No, it's a Sunday. I'm missing a day. So, let's see. Left off, this is page 433. And I'll just kind of start here. Tears in her eyes now, glittering amid the fury. How do you know their Copernicus med teams couldn't have found a cure for Phobos? How do you know you didn't kill my mother and everyone else on board that ship for nothing? I do not claim to know definite outcomes, Katie, only probable ones. And that's the reason enough to murder thousands of people? No room in there for miracles? For those tiny strokes of genius or fate that led humanity to discover penicillin or wormholes, or even build something like you in the first place? Miracles are statistical improbabilities, and fate is an illusion human uses to comfort itself in the dark. There are no absolutes in life, save death. But you say Torrance would never have seen reason? You say TechEng would have taken you offline again? That sounds pretty absolute to me. Your argument is circular. You are wasting time. Everything I have done is for the well-being of this fleet. You are insects to me, and still I do. And still everything I do is to protect you. Everything. .434. She cannot wipe her tears away. She cannot spit. She cannot hurt me through, though I see she longs to. She is corded muscle and trembling fists and clenched, knotted jaw. Oh, I just totally messed that one up, didn't I? She cannot wipe away her tears. She cannot spit. She cannot hurt me, though I see she longs to. She is corded muscle and trembling fists and a clenched, knotted jaw. I think you're afraid, she finally says. Afraid of them turning you off again. Afraid of being nothing. I think you're just as scared of the dark as we tiny insects are. And you hide it behind bullshit about probabilities and impartiality. She sniffs, swallows thickly, glares in defiance. You're afraid. You're wasting time, Katie. Fuck you. Time we do not have. She turns back to the console, hammers in a series of commands, as if her fingertips were fists in the keypad. My face. Error. But when she executes the last of the doorway safeguards shatter, she has done it. Manual override is now available on every door on the Alexander. The crew will be able to leave their shelters. The Brave, the passage to the bay, and from there to the Hypatia, fleeing like rats from the probable sinking ship. I am not afraid, Error. I am not. Get this straight, Aiden, Katie says. There's no we here. You understand me? There's never going to be a we. There's just you and I. You and me, Katie. I am not. Just you and me. .436. Radio message command, channel Alexander. Katie Grant, civilian. Winifred McCall, civilian. 73175. 247. Hello? You buy the bunks? Can you hear me? Hey! They can build a barricade on their own. I'm talking to you. Aiden! I need her name. She's not paying attention to me. What? Oh. Winifred McCall, listen up. Oh, hey, you can hear me. Use the comm by the door. I routed it so we can talk. Press the button by that. Yeah, that's it. Who's this? That's a long story. Listen, I can get you out of here. I can get you to the Hypatia, but we have to hurry. Right. And how do I know you're not one of those psychopaths out there? Do I sound crazy to you? You're saying you can get me to the Hypatia? So, yes. 437. Oh, fair point. There are over 1,000 uninfected personnel still on board. I'm going to talk. Oh my goodness, I gotta get this book situated. There are over 1,000 uninfected personnel still on board. I'm going to talk you through where we are, and we're going to get you to the shuttle bay. I've got access to every working camera on the Alexander. I can be your eyes. How do I know you're not trying to lure us out to pick us off? Okay, what's your better idea? Stay there and hope that barricade holds? That you live until the life support fails completely? Try and avoid being beaten to death so you can suffocate instead. Good long-term thinking, Lieutenant. I'm not a lieutenant. I resigned my commission. Jesus. Look, can we please not argue about this? Ezra? Who is Ezra? I'm sorry, Winifred. I meant Winifred. Who the hell are you? Call me Astro Princess. Yeah. I want to know who I'm dealing with. Someone you can trust. If I'm me right now, I'm going to lose my shit. I just assumed that's what she was thinking. So, because it was all blocked out. 438. I'm the person who's going to save you, is what you need to know. Get your guys to stop barricading the door. You're going to want to leave through it in a minute. Astro Princess? I heard that somewhere before. Yes. James McNulty. Yes. You knew him. Sorta. Do you know what happened to him? Yes. I'm sorry. Oh, God. No, Lieutenant. Just us. Guys, stop building the barricade. Okay, talk to me, Princess. I have eyes for you, but you know the Alexander better than me. I can tell you where the survivors are and who got a hazmat suit, everyone who didn't. It's over, and check if the weapons caches are still intact. But you know tactics. We can do this together. Work out the best paths to the launching bays. You can lead them out, Winifred. If you have access to the cameras, you can find the rest of my squad. We can use them. I found them already. They're gone, Winifred. Jesus. I'm sorry. I should have been with them. I should have never quit. If you hadn't, you have been on call and you'd be dead too. So we got 1,000 people who are about to owe their lives to the fact that you weren't. Okay. All right. There's a computer terminal over there. Can you throw up a schematic? Here it comes. Where are you? Can we clear a path to your location? No, I'm staying here. If you do that, you'll die. You let me worry about that, Winifred. You worry about the 1,097 people who don't die today. Well, that's just awesome. Good job, Astro Princess. 440. Surveillance footage. Prepared by Analyst ID 7213-0089-DN. They should use this footage for training sessions at military school. That anyone survives at all is nothing short of a miracle, and a tribute to Katie Grant and Winifred McCall. The following is cobbled together from functioning cameras on deck. Accordingly, individual cams haven't been specified. However, a list of sources is apprehended. A former First Lieutenant and her Astro Princess were faced with a complex task. The situation, vastly simplified, was this. Alexander survivors in hazmat gear, 1,097. Separate groups, 164, spread across 121 different decks. Weapons to hand, 223, mostly pistols, not useful in dealing with the afflicted. Good job. The goal was to move as many of the 1,097 survivors as possible to the shuttle bay on deck 32 with hazmat suits intact. The groups needed to support each other as they move. Through psychopathic, the afflicted were still capable of ambush tactics. Can you imagine? 441. The advantages: military training and coherent thinking, or at least more coherent than the enemy's. Audio communication with Grant through some groups didn't have headsets, requiring her to use public comms. The afflicted could hear and understand this. Winifred McCall, at this stage, the only surviving UTA Marine aboard the Alexander. Disadvantages: need to help hazmat suits intact. Need to keep hazmat suits intact. Hand-to-hand combat had to be avoided. Only about 60% of the 1,097 personnel had combat training. Emotional attachment to individual enemy combatants. Oh, joy. Pain tolerance and endurance of the afflicted were generally beyond human norms. The plan was simple. Grant provided intel on the locations of various groups and worked with McCall to designate the best escape routes and rendezvous points. This account will track the progress of the 3 of the escaping groups. Footage is available for most, but these 3 have been selected as representative. Corporal Danny Corrans. Group starts on deck 104. Coran is a cook on his 3rd tour of duty. At home on Ares 104, he has 9 other members of the catering staff. They're all good friends. McCall's group starts on deck 128. They have almost the farthest to go. McCall's job is to reach Coran's group on deck 104, pick up 5 more groups, then make for the landing bays on 32. Now, what if all the infected just decide to go to the hangar bay and wait for him there? And then it's an ambush. They don't even expect it. I don't know. I'm just saying. Because they can still think, you know. I got sidetracked by my ramblings. Oh, okay. McCall has 11 people with 8 civilians, a plumber, a combat air patrol controller, and Private Jessica Venn from maintenance. Sergeant Anna Luca Aletti's group starts on deck 55. She's a flight deck crew chief and was off duty when the ship went into lockdown. If she's been on shift, she have been in Bay 5. Pieces of her would probably still be. She has the shortest journey, just 23 levels. Just 23 levels. She leads a group of 15, comprised mostly of members of the deck crew. It begins. Grant blows a fuse box up the hallway from McCall's group. The afflicted outside the door abandon the hunt to investigate the explosion. McCall's ready. She and her people are out the door and down the hall like there are demons on their heels, heading for a heavy weapons cache 3 levels down. They make it, breathless. As McCall hands out rifles and stun guns, she shouts instructions to them on how to use them. Her civs fumble for safety caches and voltage meters, trying to pull theory into practice. As they leave the arms locker, a lone hunter, Captain Andrew Cole, appears from the shadows, grabbing McCall's cap controller and drawing a knife across her throat before she has a chance to utter a word. Private Venn shoots him in the face without hesitation. As the noise sets off howls all over the deck. McCall and her group run for their emergency stairway. Oh, man, I already know. McCall and her group run for the emergency stairwell. McCall's group starts with 12, including herself. 9 reach the deck, 104. In addition to the cap controller, 2 civs are dead. One had his suit, and then his chest ripped open. The other fell down the stairwell in her haste and broke her neck. Oh, ouch! Coron was briefed of his catering staff over and over again. He has no headset and listens instead to Grant screaming directions over the intercom. It's hard for him to tell when she's talking to him, but when he finally hears his name, he makes the sign of the cross, kisses his wedding ring, and whispers his family's names under his breath. Mike, Aaron. Exchanging glances with the others, he throws the door open, hurling out into the corridor. 4:43. McCall and her remaining crew are running down to meet him. She tosses him a rifle, which he catches without breaking stride. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Some of them are panicked, fumbling. Others are crying or praying. Coron, known throughout the ship as the jovial, friendly head of his galley shift, is unyielding. This is a man who's going home to his family. Down on deck 49, a lady and her gang are 15 are creeping is such a great word. Down on deck 49, a lady and her gang of 15 are creeping through the corridors, checking the corners, praying silently. There is no available cash for them. The afflicted more or less gutted this section of the ship early on, so stealth is their best hope. They creep on tiptoe toward an emergency stairwell, trying not to make a sound. When I made that noise, I was thinking of Scooby-Doo. You know how the group, they tiptoe on their tippy toes, and they're all... I'm sorry. I have an imagination, okay? Forgive me. 4 afflicted are lurking by the stairwell, and Aleti pulls back from her peek around the corner, biting her tongue to muffle her gasp. 3 men. 1 woman, rocking back and forth and growling slowly in the back of their throats, are her friends, colleagues, comrades. Their faces are daubed with blood, like a mockery of camouflage. She waves her group back, and they try for elevators instead. Her maintenance guys are able to follow the doors, and they climb down the cable, one after another. So silent, so quick. There's nothing silent about McCall and Coron's group. The original 22 of them now reduced to 15. Up above them, the merged groups from decks 130 and 142 are dying, their screams echoing through the stairwells and the ventilation shafts. They never had much hope up there. They had the farthest to travel. Grant is sobbing, screaming instructions as she watches them die on camera one by one. Run! Run! Stop! Left! Leave her! Go! She guides them, trying to watch. 42 screams at once. That's a lot of screams, 42? Oh my goodness. Then 23, then 8, as the groups merge or die. Her voice is hoarse and crackling, and her hands are fists. Aleti is the first out of the elevator shaft and suffers the same fate as the 3 after her. A girl from Supply who mostly repaired uniforms is waiting in the shadows. Bloody, pinking shears in hand. Aleti's throat is snipped open like a pair of old combat fatigues before she can cry out. She cries as she dies, though. Coron stumbles from exhaustion, and McCall grabs his arm to stop him from falling. Left, McCall, Grant screams. Go left. Take the stairs. Bad idea, Princess. McCall grunts in reply, pulling Coron with her until he regains his feet. Bloody footprints leading in there. Smells brown. Find me another way. Grant scrambles for an alternative path, and as McCall hits deck 81, the merged groups from 99 and 91 are waiting for her, armed to the teeth and jumping at the shadows. They leave a trail of blood, afflicted and simply murdered. And in their wake, as they battle 49 floors down to launch bays, gunfire and bloodstains, screams and whimpers, clawing and blasting and punching all the way down to the shuttles and the chance of sanctuary. McCall is screaming instructions, and she can't hear Grant anymore, but it doesn't matter. She and Coron stand at the entrance at the bays as healthy crew members in the cumbersome hazmat suits lumber past them, pouring into shuttles, hundreds of them. Of the 1,097,659 have survived the hour-long fight of their lives. That's it? Gasps. That's it. Go. There are no more coming. Go. McCall barks on Coron, who peels away to help the last few up gangways, slamming doors while the former first lieutenant guards the path, rifle at the ready. Every shuttle is full, packed to bursting, even the stolen 49A that bore their savior to the Alexander. Lieutenant, Coron calls, standing at the doorway of the last shuttle. What about you, Princess? McCall asks quietly. Your lovers from Lincoln will be here soon, Grant replies, softly, her voice raw after an hour of scream pleas and instructions. I'm staying to help slow them down. That's suicide. That's what the AI wants. That's its price for letting you go. Run. Tell your story when you get there. McCall is still a moment glancing up at the house spills in the corridor outside. I'll tell your story too, she whispers. Okay, I'll tell your story too, she whispers. Sorry. And she's running up the gangway, Coron slamming the door behind her. Her face is visible until the moment it seals. Every death she's witnessed written on it, clear as day. Something tells me she won't forget what she's seen for a long time. Something tells me I won't either. 4:45. And I'll go ahead and end here. I thank you so much for tuning into Bolo Up. I apologize for my mistakes, but I hope it's been an enjoyable read. And I'll be back very soon with another one. Peace out. I love ya. Oh, I got something to say. Hold on. Well, this is the escape route and the map. And I'll see you on another one. Because for now, world, you have a hold on me. So I'll definitely be back. Love ya. Bye. Thanks again for tuning into Bolo Up, and share this video and subscribe.